This is the final of the under 100 kilos category at the World Championships 2019. Fonseca of Portugal against Ilyasov of Russia. And what a final this was going to be, because both of the fighters were on great form all day. Both dangerous in their own ways. Fonseca is one of those that can come out and just explode off the blocks and score ippon immediately. He's always dangerous, especially in the first half of the contest. But this is the world final, remember. Ilyasov, also a big thrower, but he's very dangerous with the counters, and he relies on the big right arm coming over the top like lots of the Russians do. So the whole tactics was, how could Fonseca beat him to the attack? The grip was very, very important, sometimes on the sleeve, sometimes on the lapel, but he exploded in first every time, and that was his tactic all the way through this final. Ilyasov had to play catch-up all the way through. It was a great final, and I'm sure you're going to find it really interesting. The final of the minus 100 kilos category at the World Championships 2019, and we have Judo Fonseca of Portugal up against Ilyasov of Russia. Fonseca is in white and Ilyasov is in blue. Both really explosive fighters here, and straight away there, we're going to just stop it, we can see that Fonseca looking for the sleeve, stopping or trying to stop this big looping hand here of Ilyasov coming over the top, and Fonseca looking for the opening there for the attack. He normally attacks right off the bat, that's his trademark. Ilyasov realizes it, but, and this is another interesting thing here, is that what he does here, Fonseca, is now he goes to the inside lapel, or to the shoulder lapel of Ilyasov. And what he's trying to do here is block this arm here coming right the way over the top, which is what he wants to do here, Ilyasov. That is his main play, because he dominates there, and of course he can throw off there. Good Seoinage there from Fonseca. And a little bit about timing here, because the timing of Fonseca is crucial all the way through this final, because he attacks out of danger. The odd time it goes against him, but most of the time it works. There's the inside grip again. This inside grip here stops this arm here coming over the top. We've already said that. But what it also does here, it just creates that little bit of space here in order to rotate underneath for the drop Seoinage. Judo Fonseca had a plan going in against a very, very strong Russian. Ilyasov, he had a big strong arm that used to come over the top here. So there were two things that he was trying to do. The first one was to catch the end of the sleeve here to stop this arm coming over the top. So he caught the sleeve first, often went on to the same side here and dropped for his Seoinage. But what he also did, and what the plan was against this strong Russian, was sometimes either to take this hand through to catch the lapel, or sometimes he would cross grip first of all. So he would cross grip here, and even if the Russian took the sleeve here and then started to throw this hand over the top, he could create space here enough that he could do his drop Seoinage. Remember that Fonseca, from this position here, does a reaching Osoto, and he has an amazing Seoinage here. But the main plan was to stop this shoulder coming forwards. That's the main aim, and also Fonseca can just go off the circle onto the line. He's looking for the sleeve grip here so that he can do the Surakomi Goshi as well. So he likes to break that hand off to come in for the Sodi. And you can see there, let's just play that back again, how when he goes onto the sleeve, so he has the sleeve here, he moves his hips backwards. So as his hips move backwards there, of course, what he's doing is creating space here. That's so important for the techniques of Fonseca in order for him to rotate through. Otherwise, of course, he'll injure himself. And there's the Seoinage. He gets the space at last. Rotates all the way through there. And let's just see how he sets it up. Cross grip first of all here. Cross grip. Takes the second hand in as well here. So both hands are on the same lapel. Then he drops in for the Seoinage, and as you can see, the hip's not all the way in at the moment. But what happens is, now he starts to drive. And he drives off the back legs there. Look at this, both legs here, driving forwards in order to get power. And he just walks the Russian onto his side. Lands onto his side here, and Fonseca is a wazari up. All the way through the final, Fonseca was beating Ilyasov to the attack. So whether it was because of the grip, he would try to attack before this landed. So he didn't want it to land here to pull his head down. So often it was him that attacked first, and often off the first grip that he got. So when he crossed grip, it did two things. It stopped this shoulder coming forwards, but also when Ilyasov started to come forwards here, he would take hold with the lapel, same lapel here with both hands, and then drop for Seoinage. But as with a lot of the great champions here, the initial first drop here wasn't fully connected. So what he would do then, as they start to step round here, then he would readjust again, and then they would come round again, and then he would readjust again, and then just catch either the sleeve or just carry straight with the double lapel. He would drive it over, and then in the end, of course, he takes his opponent over and takes him onto his side for a wazari. It was great stuff from Fonseca, and he was so persistent, but the key is the readjustment. So Fonseca has a little look up at the clock there, and of course he can see that got a long way to go yet, but he's a wazari up, and the Russian just takes a little time out just to think about his next tactic. Remember that the Russian hasn't managed to get that arm over the top in order to operate his technique so far, and part of the reason for that is that Fonseca is beating him to the attack every single time. Now Fonseca always taking chances, not happy with just the wazari, so he wants to get another score as well. Let's just stop, just play it back just a little bit here. There's the arm again on the inside here, Fonseca looking for the opening. Every time his hips twitch, he's looking for the opening there for the Seoinage. Straight the way underneath again, and Ilyasov does well to avoid the technique. Shido for Ilyasov, because he hasn't managed to attack, and you've got to be first in. So as a tactic, Fonseca doing everything right in this final. So Cross grip this time from Ilyasov. Let's have a look how he cross grips. There's the cross grip. And that cross grip does two things. It gives this arm here power. It gives him a leverage in order to throw this arm here right the way over the top here to take the grip. And there you can see he's trying to stop the arm of Fonseca landing on his lapel. Manages to get that arm over the top here. That's what he wants, Ilyasov. That's his game plan. And he just manages to push away Fonseca and to create that little bit of space. So good tactics there from the kume kata. They both got a plan. They both know what they want. Fonseca, cross grip again, onto the sleeve, Seoinage. Just have a look at, there's the cross grip. Sleeve. As soon as he has the sleeve here, then he's straight away underneath for the Seoinage and just manages to climb off the side of it there, Ilyasov. So good attacking stuff, out of danger from Fonseca. Fonseca knows that if he carries on in the same way, as long as he doesn't change anywhere during the contest, then he's going to be crowned world champion. There's the inside grip again. Now this is where Fonseca takes the big chance, because Fonseca has the inside grip. There's the inside grip. Now, as soon as the Russian starts to try and come over the top with the arm here, Fonseca sees the chance for the Osoto. Goes across for the Osoto here. Look at the reaching Osoto, but look at this leg here. This here is his support leg, the leg where he's pushing off. And if you think that this line here is the balance line, he is in front of the balance line and able to project his opponent in that direction there. So he pushes with the sode because he's on the arm here as well, and almost gets the second wazari. And look at that, the Russian just manages to turn onto his front there, and Fonseca still going for the second wazari. Big chance there, considering that he's a wazari up. Big chance from Fonseca, but he scores so often with it that he knows that he's got always a chance of throwing. So Ilyasov just manages to prevent the second wazari. Fonseca, before he attacks, always makes sure that he is able to just create space here and then attack. Whether it is for his Osoto into the Seoinage, but against the Russian, Ilyasov was trying to do exactly the same with the lapel hand here. But he had a different reason for it than Fonseca. So what he wanted from this left-handed stance here was to then throw this big arm over the back here to dominate the head of Fonseca. So Fonseca, what Fonseca did was he would take this sleeve grip here, and as this arm was coming over here, he would take this off here so that he had the sleeve. Remember that Fonseca from here can also drop in for his Sodisura Komigoshi, but he also did a reaching Osoto over to the far leg. And that far leg there created not a problem for him, but he had to make sure that he had the space to move into first of all. So it would always be a step back to create that bit of space, and then he would fire across for his technique. Creating space was his main point. 1.5 minutes to go. Cross grip again from Fonseca. Tries it again, this time off the cross grip. Still, Ilyasov hasn't done a major attack. He's just looking for the counter and looking to get that arm over the top. Great gripping strategies from both of these. It's all about the grip. Now, this is where Fonseca nearly comes unstuck, because Fonseca, as I said before, looking for this sleeve as well as, and underneath here, he's got the sleeve of Ilyasov, and decides to do the attack, but overreaches again. Now you could say that's total overreach, but he does it all the time. So this leg here catches the outside leg of Ilyasov, and look at where this leg is now of Fonseca. It's still in front of this balance line here, but this is the key point. So have a look now at the Russian making a readjustment with his back leg. So this back leg here comes behind the balance line, which makes Fonseca lose his balance. So that when Fonseca takes a step and he tries to plant this leg here to get the power, but it's almost like going on a banana skin, and he nearly comes unstuck. And it was only because of the sleeve grip here from the Russian. He loses the sleeve here, and Fonseca manages to turn onto his front, and that means then no score, and a very relieved Fonseca and a very disappointed Ilyasov of Russia. It was as close as you were going to get of Fonseca being countered there, and I think Ilyasov looking for the counter all the time. So Fonseca breathes again. Ilyasov coming forwards into the last minute of the contest, and this is a crucial last minute, and this time Ilyasov catches the inside. And let's just see how he does that here. He catches the inside grip of, this time, go the other way, Fonseca. And he catches the inside grip, which gives him power now in order to take that right arm over the top. Now this is one of the few times that he manages to get this right arm over the top here. Look at Fonseca's head coming out this side here. He feels the danger, of course he does, and immediately goes to ground. So as soon as he goes to ground there, of course it's going to be a Judo. In the last minute of the contest, Ilyasov came on strong. He was trying his best to catch a grip. Remember that he never got a chance all the way through this final to put a big attack in himself. But this time he manages to really throw this bomb over the top here. And of course Fonseca felt the danger. From this position here, he knows it's possible to go. And so what he does, of course, he just drops to his knees here. And this hand here is in the hips, stopping the Russian coming forwards. He gets a Judo for it, and he's under pressure with the seconds ticking away. And Fonseca changing the game plan just a little bit in this last minute. He's looking to waste time. He'll do anything to waste time, and now the danger comes because that big arm coming over the top again. This time Fonseca manages to do an attack out of danger, just about manages to get away with that one. And it's Ilyasov that gets the penalty, second penalty, but the top table said no, so Ilyasov breathes again, no second penalty, comes forwards again into the last 30 seconds of the contest, and now he's getting desperate. And of course, what we can see here is that he's looking to get that first hand on. First hand on here, Ilyasov. The second part will be that big right arm over the top. And this is the key point here. They're fighting for this sleeve here. And that sleeve is the key point, because Ilyasov is looking to make Fonseca passive. Puts him under pressure on the edge here. Let's just have a little look at how he's pushing off. He's pushing off the legs here. You could say that he's looking for the penalty on the edge here. And you can see here that Fonseca is backing up to the edge. But as he's backing up, you can see that he's got the grip of the inside grip here. And so what he does, he attacks on the edge here. A little bit of a chance, and could have been a penalty, but given the benefit of the doubt. In fact, he wasn't given the benefit of the doubt here, and this particular case, he gets a second Judo. And the dying seconds then of this fight, and Fonseca manages to just stay away for the dying seconds. Fonseca becomes world champion, and in that last minute you could say that he had a couple of situations there where the penalty could have come. And I think that this is the important thing, that everybody who's looking there saying, well, he could have got third Judo, you could look at that in a couple of different ways. It's all about positive. And in this case, because he'd been positive all the way through, everything that he was doing was really positive. A couple of occasions in that last minute, Ilyasov was pushing only for the penalty. So Judo was rewarded, and it's Fonseca who comes out the winner. First gold medalist for Portugal, and a great judoka. And two great judokas come together, and praise to Ilyasov for taking the fight to Fonseca. What a great final that was. Tactics, again, each one of them had their own tactics, and well, it was interesting, wasn't it, to see how they came about and what tactics won. And nice little wiggle there by Fonseca says it all. Hi there, I'm Neil Adams, former world champion and double Olympic medalist. Now you might know me from the World Judo Tour as a commentator and now as an IJF referee supervisor. I'm happy to announce my new partnership with Athlete Analyzer as one of their analysts in the new marketplace, where you can find top-level coaches there to help you at any level. I'm looking forward to being a part of your coaching team to help you find your technical excellence and to take you to that next level. Hopefully, the suggestions I give you and your techniques, strategies and execution can help you towards Ippon Judo and total success on the mat. So, I hope you select me to be your technical coach, and together we can give you the power to be more.
Oh, he's done it again! Wow, goodness me, I don't think I've ever seen a technique like it. That's the throw of the tournament.